What is up, bros? With Josh here, and today's video is a keeping you up to date video. Our series, we go over all the updates and the posts from the devlog and the World of Warships sites and keep you guys up to date in a nice compressed package. Today, World of Warships gave us a plethora, a whole bunch of new updates, information on the devlog, and I will keep you up to date with everything that's coming in World of Warships. So not too long ago, I did a keeping you up to date video, which was more over the 8.5 update, which is just around the corner from right now. So I will put a link down below. This is mainly about all the stuff that Wargaming has released of the 8.6. So this is going to be over a month away, but there's a lot of things. This is going to be a very large patch. Wargaming's been releasing a lot of really big patches, and it has me kind of optimistic for the direction that Wargaming's going, but also leaves me with a bunch of questions at the same time. So it's kind of, I have some mixed feelings about all of this. But in 8.6, there's going to be a new French arc, which is obviously going to be the French destroyers, which is going to be the newest line. And per usual, looks like they will be releasing the French destroyers from tier 5 all the way to tier 8, just like they did with the Russian battleships and the Soyuz and the Kremlin being released later. So it'll be kind of nice, and obviously with the new event, there will be a new event, which will give you a new token. This one will be the Republic tokens. You'll probably be able to buy containers, which will then give you missions for these upcoming ships. Now, I really don't like this. I don't like that is a nice quality of life thing to just skip to the tier 8 and be ready to get to then tier 10. It seems so weird that Wargaming's all about letting people skip through a lot of their content. I kind of have my own thoughts on that, but looks like they're going to keep this as a pattern going forward, and potentially you'll be able to skip 3/4 of a line and get right to the tier 8 when the French destroyers are released, so that'll be kind of nice. There will be some new camos as well after this with the Republic, so it does look actually kind of cool. I do like the basic looking camos. There's some pretty extravagant camos in this game. I like the very standard blue. I like the Black Friday camos. I like those kind of camos, so this one actually does look kind of nice. Also, a new map. Now, if you've seen the pattern, and we've talked about this live on stream, is Wargaming is making a new push really towards getting players into the high tiers, and with that they just changed shards from a mid-tier to a high-tier map. They just released Greece, and now it looks like they're going to release a new map called Crash Zone Alpha. So this is kind of interesting. Again, we'll have to see how it plays. Quick thoughts: it looks like shards in a way. This kind of looks like shards. That in a way kind of looks like shards. And the middle is going to be kind of interesting, maybe some potential caps here. This is one we saw a long time ago, but we hadn't seen the final version, and it's supposed to look like the Cliffs of Dover, so it might be kind of cool. Also, a new sunny weather is added to Greece, kind of like how North has. North has like multiple things. I think there's like the Northern Lights. I think there's a quote-unquote nighttime, and then there's a daytime. So Greece is going to get another option. Greece .2 or whatever, so that might be kind of cool. But some updates in buffs and nerfs to ships. So this is some stuff that's kind of interesting and really kind of rocked the player base a little bit. And first of all, I think some of these are long overdue, like the nerf to the Henry. The Henry, known as being a crazy strong ship. Clan battles, you'd see teams with 3 or 4 of them. Competitive, again, 3 or 4 Henrys. The ship was just so good and really made a lot of ships, kind of like the Zhao in a way, obsolete. The Henry for sure made it irrelevant. A lot of ships, because the Henry was just so good, can pump out so much damage, and was really an overpowered tier 10. The average damage of this cruiser is so much higher than almost everything else, and obviously made life hell for both the Stalingrad and the Moskva with its inertia fuse. This is getting a main caliber reload. It's getting nerfed by 0.7 seconds. Now, about a year ago, I think it's been about a year now, the Hindenburg, which basically used to be the go-to tier 10 cruiser in both random battles and clan battles, got a nerf for a full second. That's now getting buffed. So this is kind of getting the same treatment. Although, as you see right here, Rune and Hindenburg are now getting buffed, so they're getting back half of a second. I really don't think that the Hindenburg needed a buff. I kind of think that the Hindenburg's quite fine. I don't feel like you need to make everything top tier viable. I think the Hindenburg's just a solid ship. So I hope we don't see kind of like a flip of what we saw in the past, where the Hindenburg was super good, they nerfed it, then it became, decent, and then the Henry kind of took over. This will definitely affect the Henry. This will definitely buff up the Hindenburg and both the Room. Kind of interesting that the Wargaming did tier 9 and tier 10 on this, but didn't affect the St. Louis. So apparently the St. Louis isn't producing as much as, let's say, obviously the Henry is, because you don't get those pen values. These are the 203s, so that's probably why you don't see it. This is 203s, and then obviously the Henry is the bigger caliber. But the Henry will be getting nerfed in 8.6, which I think is so long overdue. and then both the Rune and the Hindenburg will be buffed the reload half of a second, which I don't think is quite needed, but hey, it's going to be there. So apparently it's been about 6 months or so, but still pretty cool. Secondaries on both the Tirpitz, Bismarck, and Graf Zeppelin are getting buffed, so that's kind of cool, especially if you're a Tirpitz owner. There you go. And the German cruisers as well. And so this might be kind of fun. Secondary coming back. Hey, those builds are always fun. Not quite as useful as they used to be, but still will be kind of cool. And also battleships as well. The key, so if you have a key, the armor on the deck will be getting increased. This may actually help the key, and you'll see in a second with tier 8 competitive of zones. So the key known as being a more fragile Amagi, but with higher AA and with lol torps. So getting a little bit of a buff there. We'll see how that is. Maybe I'll do a new video come 8.6 on how the key is. German destroyer Z23. If you know me, I really dislike this ship, but it's getting a nice buff here. Getting pretty beefy of a 2,000 life buff right here. So it could help the strength. It's going to have a very large health pool for the tier 8. And with survivability expert, you're near 20,000. So pretty large health pool there for a destroyer that needed some love, and it looks like it's getting some love as well. Soviet destroyer Grozovoy is getting a nerf. I think this is quite fair. The Grozovoy having the heal, the Grozovoy having the stealth, Torps, AA, all these tools to use made kind of the Kaba obsolete, and it was actually quite dangerous when you ran into it. There's many seasons, even run into like a daring, even ranked season. Kind of the only destroyer I really feared was the Grozovoy, just because it hit so hard with those Russian guns, and 2, it had such a large health pool. So Grozovoy is getting a little bit of a nerf there, just 0.2 seconds, so nothing crazy, but you will definitely feel it in the long run. And so Grozovoy getting a little bit of a nerf, also Henry getting a little bit of nerf, and both secondaries on the Germans, as well as the Rune and the Hindenburg getting buffs to the reload. So if you ever heard me talk about World of Warships and I wish I had more things to do, well, 8.6 potentially is going to be the patch where there are too many things to do. Now, I may be reading this wrong, but I don't think I am. But we may have the first time ever. Now, yes, ranked battles are just about to end from the recording of this video. There's still a few days left. Ranked battles are just about to end. And looks like in 8.6, they may be coming back already. That turnover is so quick. This isn't ranked sprint, which 8.5 has. This is ranked battles. So it may go end of the month, ranked battles ends, ranked sprint starts, and then after ranked sprint ends, right into ranked battles again. But some interesting info here also to the change of clan battles in 8.6. Clan battles season 6 will be 6x6, so whatever you want to use that for. But the format will be changed overall, and I actually quite like this. Now, there's a couple of reasons why, and I'll talk about it. 6v6 tier 8 ships. All types of ships except aircraft carriers are allowed. I wonder if rank battles had anything to do with that decision. But 6x6 tier 8s and no more than 1 battleship per team. So I like this idea. Now, if you've ever asked me what tier do I think clan battles should be, I think clan battles should be tier 10. However, tier 10 has been so overplayed. So overplayed. Everything's tier 10. Random battles is tier 10. Ranked battles is tier 10. Clan battles is tier 10. Gotta get your legendary mods. Gotta do this, gotta do that. Everything is tier 10. Naval battles, you want to play tier 10 to get more damage. Yada, 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 yada. Everything's tier 10. So, do I think clan battles should be lower tiers? No, but I am welcoming this with open arms of variety. I love this. Also, we had a while ago in the latest video of keeping up to date, there is a thing talking about a 1-day clan battles. I do not think this is it. I think that's going to be, I'm going to wait for the devs to get back to me on that. But they talked about a 1-day clan battles where you can get points. I believe that's separate. So if there is an update, I will update the description down below. But 6v6 clan battles. Now, it may sound crazy. We've had some discussions in my Discord as well about this, about how much easier it is to get 6 people together than it is 7. So the current scenario for clan battles is 7v7 tier 10s. Getting tier 8s with 6 people, it's so much easier. It doesn't sound like it's just one more person. Getting 6 people together than 7s is just much easier to do. So people have lives, people can't get the time frames, blah, blah, blah. So I think this will actually bring a lot of life back into clan battles, less people, clans can run more groups. So if your clan is running a lot of groups, you can run both Alpha and Bravo. So this is quite nice. Now they say it's not a permanent change, but I think this is probably to get some life back into clan battles and get more people playing, and I think this will. Now with the smaller teams, with the lower tier ships, we are going to get less steel. So in clan battles, you could have got up to 11,000 steel. This you can only get to 8,750. Obviously, that's not including the 10% bonus you can get from your clan. So about 9,500. That's pretty nice. But they still haven't done a breakdown of series or what the leagues are going to be or whatnot. But it is going to be 8v8 clan, or not 8v8, 6v6 tier 8. So this is kind of nice, and I'm quite excited for this. I think it'll be a lot more fun. Also, they just throw this in here. New rank season will be held in 6v6 format, which we saw in the arms race mode, but this one, which was last season, in tier 9. So am I reading this wrong? It says you will take part in 2 competitive battles, both clan battles, 6v6, new rank season, 6v6. Is this the first time ever we're going to see ranked and clan battles at the same exact time? That's a lot of content. So, and if you know me, what the heck, World of Warships? That's when WoW Classic comes out. That's going to be in August, so they're killing me, Smalls. But hey, this is what I think a lot of people want, more things to do, and Wargaming's answering the call. So what are you going to call? Also, let me know in the comments below if you're going to be a nerd like me and play World of Warcraft Classic, because I 100% am. So I'm interested to see who's going to be down there in Azeroth. But looks like 8.6, a big patch for both clan battles and ranked battles. Both 6v6, one's tier 8, one's tier 9. So that should be kind of fun. Couple small buffs here. Hatsu and Nevi, they're getting some changes there. Co-op will now see bot aircraft, so that means they'll probably be coming back into operations as well. So they have finished that AI, so we'll see what this happens in the future. So CVs will be on another team, as well as some more captains coming in here, as well as Flint. Flint getting a new camo, this one for the 3 moldy Benadryl. I don't really like this one personally. That's just me, but I do find this also new camouflage red heat. I find this kind of cool as well. I think it's just very, very chill. A couple balances for some destroyers, so this is kind of interesting, as well as the Henry, as well as the Hindenburgs and stuff like that. Pan-Asian destroyer Chungmu. So the forgotten line of World of Warships. Chungmu is actually getting nerfed. Feels bad, man, right there. It's almost in a way getting the Yu Yang treatment where they completely nerfed it. If you guys don't know, the Chungmu, the tier 9, is pretty much just a better version, a better DD than the Yu Yang, but it's getting a nerf. I have no idea why they keep picking on these this poor line. No one plays this line anymore, and it's such a bummer because it was such a fun one, but for some reason they're nerfing it. So who knows? 3.3 to 3.5, torpedoes 106 to 122. So not crazy nerfs, but I don't know why they're even touching these. But Pan-Asian is getting some love in the tier 10, which the Yu Yang, literally the forgotten tier 10 destroyer, torpedo reload time lowered from 156 to 146. So I have such mixed feelings about this. I love this DD. It was so fun. It was overpowered, and then they kind of nerfed it to the ground, and no one plays it anymore. Gearing getting some changes to its torps, 136 to 122, so it should be kind of nice. I love the gearing, one of my favorite destroyers, so its torps will be kind of buffed there a little bit. Don't think it's quite needed, but hey, what do I know? They're going to buff it up. Jutland, I think this is long overdue, getting a little bit of a nerf to its main battery reload. 3.5 seconds to 4 seconds. That is quite large of a reload right there. May have to change up from torp mod to gun mod to kind of make up for it. Jutland did need it though. It was overpowered at tier 9. But one thing that's kind of interesting is they're touching the Jutland, but they're not touching the Kitakaze. So this will basically, I think, make the Kitakaze the best tier 9 DD, and if come rank season, you'll probably see a bunch of Kitakazes. So it will be a pretty substantial change. It's only half a second, but when it's, when it's that large of an increase per what the reload is, it's quite noticeable. So we'll see. No, Kitakaze though, not changed. Don't know why, but Jutland did need a bit of a nerf. So I kind of agree with it. British cruiser Emerald tier 5 getting an improvement to its Citadel. Okay, sure, that's cool. Not quite, it's not going to make it incredibly tanky or anything like that. You're not going to be bow tanking anything, but it is going to help with survivability, which that line kind of is troublesome at low tiers for a lot of people, and should hopefully help people get through the tier 5 a little bit easier. A big change here, British battleships King George, Lion, Duke of York, Monarch, and Conqueror, the Citadel is getting raised. So no more Broad. I like how they changed the Conqueror after the tier 10 rank season where everyone was spamming Conqueror, where you would just absolutely obliterated some of them. But they're going to be much easier to Citadel. However, they're going to be a bit more like the Warspite in a way where they can repair a lot of damage that's non-Citadel damage. So we'll see how this ends up happening. But overall, they are going to be a little bit more mortal of ships and not just be able to heal out. Still probably HE spammers for most of these, though. So kind of some interesting changes here. Last but not least is some Supertest. So these are all work in progress ships, so these aren't even finalized yet, but it's just some quick updates, and I'm going to let you guys know what they're changing. The tier 10 USN work in progress Summers, the torpedo reload is getting increased. I think this is kind of needed. The ship was just, it was very, very overpowered, and so increase to this, I feel it's kind of fine. We'll see how this ship gets balanced. And I'll make a new updated video on how this ship feels. I feel like it should be pretty nice in that. It was just pumping out too many torps too fast, and it was too strong. The Hill just made a video yesterday about this, and this is kind of what I thought would happen. Main battery guns reload increased by 0.8 seconds. So if you can even look, I say, hey, I think this ship has too much gun power. So they're increasing the reload by 0.8 seconds. I think this is going to be quite fair. It had one of the lowest reloads with 5 guns at that tier, and I think is pretty fair, and I think we'll probably see that being the final version. So we just made a video yesterday. When I get the new version of the ship, I'll make a new one for you guys. The French destroyers are getting finalized here. A little bit of a change to the torpedo range increase or detectability, so they're going to be easier to see there for the tier 8. Tier 10 hit point change is there as well. So this is the new line, but they're not really finalized yet. So they're just tweaking those just a tad. Nothing too exciting there. And both the tier 6 increase on its reload as well as the tier 5. One of the main things, though, I'll be playing these on stream a tad more, so you can come check out the progress there. But again, once we get the new ships, we'll definitely see how they feel. A lot of this is going to see how they feel, pretty much. French cruiser Colbert. Now, this is one that I keep seeing them. The Colbert and the Udachi. These are things that I see them keep touching, and they confuse me. So the Colbert and the first iteration, imagine the Henry, the tier 10 cruiser, mixed with the Haragumo, all the bad things about that. So how hard it's to hit the Henry and how much of a spam mobile the Haragumo are. Make a ship, you have the Colbert. The first version of the ship was extremely overpowered, such a pain in the ass to play against, and I thought they would nerf the original version and make that happen. This ship is now getting its second buff, so who knows if they're kind of teeing up to get the survivability where they want, and then they'll nerf the guns. But the last two things they've done with the Colbert is buff it, buff it, buff it. So kind of blows my mind. We'll see what ends up happening with this ship, but I assume they'll do this and then they'll nerf the guns. I can only assume that, but when I make assumptions of something like that, you get other things like the Udachi, which personally the Udachi tier 7 destroyer, tier 7 IJN torpboat destroyer, has been one of the most boring ships and one of the worst ships I have held in work in progress phase probably since they started doing this a bit more. The ship is incredibly boring and not very strong, and they're nerfing it again. Oh, poor Udachi. Sorry, little poi boat. Sorry, it keeps getting nerfed. So it does get the torpedo reload boost, so the Shiratsuyu effect right there, but the detection is increased by almost a little over half of a kilometer. So it's both going to affect in smoke firing as well as detectability. So I don't know why they keep nerfing that poor ship, but we'll see what happens. Yoshino also getting a repair increase from 2 to 3. Sure, that's fine. I didn't think the Yoshino needed it. I still think the guns might be a tad too strong on that ship, but that's not for me to decide. As well as the Arc Royale, which we haven't gotten yet, is getting some different planes. So lots of new info in just 3 posts. So we have ranked battles. Not even talking about 8.5. We have 8.6 ranked and clan battles. Formats getting changed. Tiers getting changed. Rewards getting changed. maps getting changed, lots of ships getting balanced, like the Henry and the Rune and the Hindenburg. So much information in just 3 posts. So sorry this video is much longer than I always want these videos to be short for you guys, but there's tons of information, and I want to keep you guys up to date with everything happening. Again, this is all set for 8.6. We're about to go into 8.5. So we still have a month. Again, all this information is preliminary, so it could change before it effectively goes live. And if it does, I will keep you guys up to date with all of that. But anyways, guys, in the comments below, let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know if you are willing to play or are more interested in playing clan battles in this new format. That's one thing I'm very interested in. Were you not interested in playing 7v7 tier 10, but are more interested in playing 6v6 tier 8? I'm very, very interested in what you guys have to think and what you guys have to say about that. But anyways, guys, that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.